Well, since I'm on vacation, I might as well check and see what's on the boob tube.
Is gasoline rationing imminent? A report at 11.
We know the candidate Barack Obama, what he was like. The anti-war government, America was a source for division around the world.
We're all in this together. Gold is the color of crystal. There's snow light that falls from the heavenly sky. Catch me and let me dive under, for I want to swim. Check it out! It's time to make a move. Never has a moment felt so right. No doubt, it's down to me and you, moving faster than the speed of light. I can feel my engine pumping faster, faster, raging with an appetite for turbo speed. I can't stop chasing what I got, 'cause I was born to be a winner. To the middle of my game, it's off the hook, 'cause I am no beginner. Me and me is a full machine, kicking me into overdrive. We were born to ride. We ride to survive. Yeah!
Greetings, viewers, and welcome to another edition of Kerrex Reviews. As you can see, I am on vacation. As I was browsing the channels on TV the other day, I somehow managed to stumble upon this one film that I haven't seen in a long-ass time. And that film was called Striptease.
I look up to
Based on the satirical novel by Carl Hysen, Striptease is one of those movies you'd see on the TBS Superstation late at night at the turn of the new millennium. Sort of like the lesser-known little sister of Showgirls, it's also responsible for utterly destroying Demi Moore's acting career, which makes you wonder just how shitty this movie really is. So let's sit back, unzip and unwind. This is Striptease. Boy, did that sound more wrong than I thought it would. So the movie begins with some guy laying on top of a speedboat for no reason. Let this scene set the tone for the rest of the movie. We then cut to inside the court as we see a legal trial between Erin Grant and her ex-husband, the T-1000, regarding the custody of their child being looked over by Judge Fingerhut. Yeah, we're only about a minute into the film and already it seems to be going off the rails.
Your Honor, my ex-husband is addicted to pills, and he's a thief. Because of his arrest record, I just lost my job as a secretary for the FBI.
Well, pardon me for stealing a joke from the Nostalgia Critic, but...
exposition, Russian out ASAP.
We then cut to 8 weeks later when we see her working at a strip club called the Eager Beaver. Do I even have to make the joke here? We then see a lineup of characters we'll be following throughout the film. The only thing missing is having the SNL announcer list them by name. We then cut to the dressing room of the strip club as we see an obvious contrast between the promiscuity of the regular employees and our conservatively clothed main protagonist as she lays out even more exposition.
I love you girls. I really do. But I can't be working here when I go back to court. Oh, yes, Your Honor. I found a new job. I'm working at the Eager Beaver.
Beaver? Did you say Beaver? We then cut back to the stage show as we see our patrons hamming it up and acting like howler monkeys.
You come to the right place. We're having a party.
No shit. Seriously, is it like a requirement in movie screenplays to have people in parties to say we're having a party or something? We then cut to the bouncer, played by Ving Rhames, as he and his little monkey friend sense trouble afoot.
They look like real trouble.
We then see Erin take stage as she does her best impression of Shania Twain in her Feel Like a Woman video.
Man, I feel like a woman.
Okay, who in their right mind would be wearing sunglasses in a dark room? Doesn't that sort of defeat the whole point of seeing a floor show? Then he calls her an angel.
An angel, Perry.
Is this supposed to be some sort of symbolism?
An angel. Pure delight.
Are you an angel?
Ugh. We then see her giving sage advice to one of the patrons.
We're getting married this weekend to Melissa.
You love Melissa?
Very much.
Then go home to her.
We cut backstage where we learn that a rival bar is beating them in business, and that Burt Reynolds' character strikes the guy in the head with a champagne bottle, and chaos strikes.
I got this.
Whoa! Ving Rhames was not ready for this kind of action. Burt Reynolds then gets his drunk ass escorted out of the building. While we are then greeted to our next act, a reject from Cats?
I leave you alone for 5 minutes.
We then cut to the next morning as we see a little girl being strolled out of a hospital in what appears to be a very questionable van of some sort, only to find out that it's her dad, the T-1000, sneaking her out and stealing the wheelchairs for a living. Which I guess is his way of trolling people.
Idiot, we're parked in a loading zone. We don't want to break the law.
We then cut to this trailer home where Erin is staying with her redneck relatives, who I assume are on the T-1000 side of the family, while the case is pending, as she looks for Daryl's number. One of them even asks if she does private parties.
Private parties.
I wonder if that's going to come into play at any time during this movie. She then finds what she needs and is instantly out the door. She then calls him down to Florida where he's hiding and there's no answer. We then see her walking into the house, which is implied to be where she once lived, as we see a flashback of her daughter running. Yeah, just running. And we see a bunch of decapitated doll heads. We then cut to later that night as she's doing another dance that's supposed to represent her feelings at the moment. Look, she's sad, you get it? Because they're playing sad music. I'd also like to mention that Demi Moore actually had to wear a wig for reshoots during this film's production, because she had already shaved her head for another role she was committed to at the time called G.I. Jane, which made things pretty awkward during this film's red carpet premiere. We then cut to Ving Rhames as he's eating bugs dipped in yogurt?
Get some manners.
I think someone's taken the paleo diet a little too seriously. Oh wait, he's just preparing for a lawsuit case against a famous yogurt company. Hopefully it turns out better than when Kel accidentally dropped a screw in a can of tuna.
Drop the screw in the tuna.
Erin then receives a letter from a big fan who claims he could get her daughter back. The manager then announces he's installed a creamed corn wrestling ring in the show. The ladies take it well.
Corn? Corn wrestling?
What is this, a mutiny? You go into the corn. You set a great example to the other girls.
We hate these. They degrade women and beavers.
Says the highest paid actress in Hollywood. Seriously, who are the ones really being exploited here? No joke. At the time of this film's production, Demi Moore received $12 million for the role, which made her the highest paid actress up until that point. Whether or not it was worth the expense is up to you, the viewer.
At the sign. That's a landmark.
We then cut to Erin bumping into the guy who sent her the letter saying that he knows a congressman who can help her case. We then cut to this video rental store. Video rental stores. Something I never thought I'd be able to see for myself again. Where we see Earl Sinclair and his nephew, who is now in a neck brace after getting hit in the head by Burt Reynolds, as we see him enter his office when his assistant grabs a yogurt from the fridge. But, uh-oh, It's the yogurt that Ving Rhames had spiked earlier. We then cut to Burt Reynolds' character, and it's here we see that he is a congressman, arguing with his advisor regarding the incident at the bar. And it turns out he's the congressman Jerry was talking about. And his advisor then sees this as an opportunity to turn the election odds around in their favor.
Mr. Killian, come in and meet Congressman Dilbeck.
We then cut to this outback woods area as we see this family who serves as a witness to a crime scene where the fanboy has been silenced. And thus the world cried out one teeny simple, eh? We then see Erin at the beach as she catches up with T-1000, and she gets to spend a little time with her daughter before she's inevitably pulled away again. We then see Ving Rhames break and enter into the video rental store to see if he can find the last remaining copy of The Rescuers with the naked lady in it, as he confronts Earl Sinclair regarding Congressman Burt Reynolds and the incident at the Eager Beaver. They make a deal to take down the congressman for rubbing out his client as long as Erin is left out of the case.
You follow politics, Mr. Shatner?
Do I look like I follow politics?
I don't know, Ving. Do any of these people look like they're capable of following politics? We cut back to the Eager Beaver as we... You really want me to make that joke, don't you?
Michael Jordan's at table 8!
Scoozy?
Michael Jordan's at table 8!
Okay, how do you think they got Michael Jordan to agree to appear in this? Hey Jordans, yeah, we got this movie deals for you. You should go on and appear in this Looney Tunes movie. Oh, hell no. You get to go to a striptease. Sign me up.
What do you know about Prozac?
Makes you happy. There's side effects.
Like what?
Limp noodle.
Who cares? I haven't had a hard-on since I started running this place. Closest I got was SeaWorld. Porpoise got me hot.
Okay, buddy. Hopefully we'll never have to listen to any of your Rule 34 SeaWorld /fix. We then find the guy from the backwoods area is actually a homicide detective. He comes and informs Erin about her fanboy's murder, and we learn how her FBI skills allow her to put two and two together on how he may have been drowned in a bathtub by some guy who wanted to silence him.
Could we go outside? I could really use some air.
It seems like the usual rowdy bunch you often see in this kind of joint. The next morning, we see Erin practicing for her next gig, and for Demi to once again celebrate her ginormous paycheck when the homicide detective is right outside the door. He tells her that the T-1000 is out of the informant business, but unfortunately Judge Fingerhut... Seriously, that name? Fucking seriously? Has had a heart attack down at a porno theater.
Don't tell me.
What, was he shocked to see Pee Wee Herman there too? So that means he will have custody over the kid until the repeal in 6 months, and Erin is not happy. We cut to some bar mitzvah being held in honor of the congressman, as Earl Sinclair catches up with him about the Eager Beaver incident.
Now, if this were to become public, it would be devastating. I'd really like to help avoid that.
We then see Erin sneak her daughter out of the trailer home and head off to her place. Only she's not alone, as the congressman has caught up with her and once again informs us of his infatuation of her.
Oh, perfect.
He then asks his henchman to retrieve something personal of hers.
Look at that new.
So we cut to a laundromat where Erin and her daughter are done with their unmentionables, and the henchman takes the opportunity to snag some lint for the congressman to have. While the congressman's other cronies are on the big sugar boat discussing how to handle the situation on the incriminating photo, and they propose to get to Erin to regain control over this situation.